Hello everybody, it's Jess and I am back with another scrapbooking process video to share with you all today. This one is again based on Chamel's Scrap a Rainbow class. This is orange, so we are now at orange on the rainbow. I tried to have two layouts from every color. Red was hard for me. I didn't have a lot of red in my scrapbooking supplies, so it only got one. Orange was easy. Apparently I had quite a bit of orange in my scrapbooking supplies. So this layout off camera, I did die cut out all of the circles from patterned papers. I didn't do it on camera because die cutting on camera is difficult to film. The camera gets really angry about it. And then I went through my little embellishment container that I have and pulled out anything in the right colors that was also circles or rectangles, like these word stickers that would coordinate with the papers that I had selected and the color scheme. These stickers are from Chamel's Sparkle City collection, and they are not sticky anymore. I don't know if they were when the collection first came out or not because I don't remember. I can tell you, however, that now they are not sticky. So if you have them in your stash, you may need to add some extra adhesive to the back of them for them to stick down properly. So this orange is a very warm toned orange. This leans more towards a peach than an orange. However, I still felt like it was orange enough for me for this Scrapping a Rainbow series that I'm working through. This is also a very different layout for me. It's very embellishment heavy, particularly at the top. It's a 1/3, 2/3 composition, with the top having tons of embellishments. It's like an embellishment explosion at the top. I base everything off circles, which is what Chamel does on her layout. I did reference her layout heavily for this, with one very notable difference. Hers was for an entirely different color. I just liked it, so I decided to do it for orange. I focused on circles or circular shaped items like brads, wooden buttons, stickers, and then I added in some rectangular elements like punched label shapes, word stickers, that camera, just to break up the circular feel so everything wasn't all one shape. Just gave it a little bit of how do I explain this? Just gave it a, enough difference to make it interesting, to make it not so crazy looking. I did make sure to go right up to where the white frame was so that it wasn't just all contained within that wood grain block. It does go, like, it would be going off the edges of the paper if it were a pattern paper. I'm going to admit this was a difficult layout for me. I struggled with it. My video for this layout was 57 minutes or something, so that's how long it took me to make this video. Yes, but also this layout. I did speed up this video significantly, and I also cut some parts out of it to make it a little bit shorter for you all to watch. I didn't think you wanted to watch me mess about with embellishments for 56 minutes because that's what happens. Not so much at this top portion. The top portion was okay. I just kind of had fun. I pulled out a bunch of little embellishments, circular items, stars, shiny pieces, matte pieces, and I just had fun scattering them all about this top third of the layout. Where I ran into challenge, let's say, was with the bottom half or 2/3 of the layout. That definitely a challenge for me. Beginning with the photos. I didn't want to use a vertical photo. I didn't want to stack two portrait photos or two landscape photos on top of one another, which left me with a conundrum. What do I do with the photos? Well, I cut them into squares, which is usually my answer when I'm stuck with the photo size. I will typically cut them into a square because I find that it's a very forgiving shape on a 12 by 12 layout. So I did cut them down to 3.5 by 3.5. I started with 3.5 by 5-inch photos. So I did cut them down to the 3.5-inch square. I did have to cut some of his cute fluffy little ear off, but that's all right. His ears definitely are going to feature more in this album. You are going to be seeing a lot of dog pictures because I told my mom well over a year ago that I would make her a scrapbook album for their dog, who passed away almost 2 years ago now. And I had done one layout for it. So I thought I would get busy working on the layouts for this album. This album is posing a very real challenge for me in that I can emotionally only handle to scrapbook one or two pages at a time before I have to stop because I'm crying so hard. Okay, I took a breath. We're good now. This dog was possibly the best dog that I have ever met. So I'm not going to talk too much about him because I won't get through making these videos if I do. So needless to say, this album is taking me a lot longer than I thought it would. Yeah. So if you see pictures of this dog and I don't talk about what's going on in the photos, it's not because I'm ignoring the photos. It's because I don't want to start crying during my video editing process. I just wanted to throw that out there so that everybody knows that I'm not just ignoring the story of the photos. I am very much involved in the story of the photos. It's just not something that I'm really good at talking about even 2 years later. Moving on. Color scheme. Obviously we're using orange. And then I decided to bring in some green and wood grain. And then there are some little other pops of colors. There's some aqua and there's some yellow. It doesn't feature heavily. It's really just to brighten the wood grain in particular up a little bit. So not a heavy focus on those colors, but they are there in an accent capacity for sure. I did end up using a lot of product on this page, which got me to thinking that this would be great for those embellishment packages, enamel dot packages where you have, 3-5 pieces left in the package and you want to get them used. This would be a great place to use those embellishments. It also brings me to another point. If you are somebody who likes to save embellishments and stretch them as far as you can, not the best layout for you then. Maybe choose a different type of scattered embellishment layout that's not quite so embellishment heavy. I've talked about all of this. Let's talk about brads. I used brads on this layout. I can't remember the last time that I used brads on a layout. As I was making this, I was trying to remember, and I couldn't. I don't have a lot of brads. I maybe have like 3 packages of them, all from Simple Stories, all from warehouse mystery boxes. So I don't have a lot of them in my stash, but that's okay. I did get some used on this layout, which was amazing, and they're circles, so they definitely fit in with the circular element theme of the layout. Here I'm looking for a journaling card. I was tempted by that wood grain one, but the wood grain was too dark. The wood grain that I was using is a lot lighter. Then I found this one. How perfect is this journaling card? It has brown, and it has those peachy coral orange colored flowers. It's like it was made for this layout. As soon as I found it, I stopped looking. Now you're going to see me get fussy. Fussy with the placement of my word sticker. So here I'm showing you, I don't want a gap between the letter and the journaling card. And I don't want it pushed too far over to the left either. Yeah. And I thought I found the perfect spot for the title to go. And then I bring out the little black letter stickers. And I'm thinking, oh, now what do I do? These are all gonna have the line from the journaling card in them, like I didn't want with the super word. So then I thought, well, I'll just bounce them up and down. And then which was fine where the U was, because I could really push that O down into the gap in the U, which was perfect. And then I get to the R, the U, the A-R-E part of the R. It was a little bit more complicated. So I decided to pull up the A and to make it go up higher so that it would really bounce the letters, which I kind of like, because you have all of this like crazy circular bouncing embellishments on the top, and then in the bottom part I have this really structured blocky layout going on. So I felt that the bouncing letters kind of brought the two different not themes, but just different takes. It's really not the word that I'm looking for, but I can't think of the word right now. Just the two different styles, I guess, of scrapbooking, and kind of bringing them just a little bit closer together. Next, I'm going back with my circles, because I can't have all of those circles on the top and then no circles at the bottom. That would look really weird. At least I think it would look really weird. So I pulled out my 2-inch circle punch and my pinked circle punch to create a couple more circles. I'm also bringing back my not Fiskars, EK Success label punch to punch some more labels out of the wood grain. Another reason for bringing these particular shape elements into the bottom is that I get the same patterned paper at the bottom as I had at the top. So I am going to have some wood grain. I'm going to have some of that dark green leaf paper. I'm going to have some of the aqua butterfly. And the shapes are also the same. So, I mean, it's possible to create this layout, but I definitely struggled with the bottom half of this layout. I am going to use aqua butterflies at the bottom because I liked that it made the triangle around the page and just kind of brought everything like tied in together a little bit, because that aqua butterfly only appears in those 3 spots. It doesn't appear anywhere else. So again, it kind of marries those 2 sections together. And then I'll find something unique for that middle cluster of embellishments. But I wanted it to be something that still existed at the top of the page. I didn't want to just bring in something totally different to the bottom of the page. So what I'm going to do is get one of the bigger enamel marble stickers and bring it down to the bottom. Sorry, I could hear talking from somewhere and I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. I think my husband is relocating with his work meeting. So yes, my advice for anybody who is intimidated by this sort of layout, because I get it. It looks intimidating. It does. You see all this crazy embellishment at the top of the page, and then really structured embellishment at the bottom, and you think, oh wow, like I don't know if I can do that. This looks a little bit too advanced for me. Just start. Cut out some circles. I used circle dies. I used stitched circle dies, and I used my circle punches. Just start. Start cutting things out. Find embellishments that are circles, wooden buttons, brads, enamel dots, stickers that are in a circular shape. I think that might be all the circle embellishments that I can think of at the top of my head. Then find some things that aren't circular. Stars, cameras, words, word strips, and just chuck them down on the paper. Spread them out, bounce them around. You can't really go wrong with this type of a layout. I don't really know how to explain it other than that. Just, grab a whole bunch of stuff and throw it on a paper. And at the end of it, you will probably have a layout that you really like. I really like how this layout turned out. I mean, it wasn't easy for me. It was challenging. It was something different that I don't typically gravitate towards for scrapbooking. My layouts are usually much more clean and less embellished, but it worked. So that's my advice. Just try it. Give it a go. It'll work for you too. So to finish off the bottom of this layout, just to bring everything together even more, I am adding the same enamel dots in each of those 3 clusters to the bottom, in the same colors, in the same glitter texture that the top had. And that is going to conclude my layout. I am going to put washi tape on the prongs of the brads on the back. And that's it. I thank you all for sticking through me, and I hope you like this longer style of video. I have been trying with it, and please like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.